Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox, and I am coming to you today with a review for Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 4, Episode 14. So do you guys notice anything different? Do I look brighter? Can you see every flaw in my face? That would be because I got my new computer. And that means that I can now record from my phone, which actually gives better quality, higher definition video. It's still not video camera definition, high definition, but it's way better quality than what you guys were used to. And I'm excited. I'm still trying to play with the setup. I don't have any makeup on today. What a day to break into the this high definition. But I've been so busy I ain't felt like putting on no damn makeup. You guys, we got Joe off this weekend to school this past weekend, and we have Jada going this coming weekend. So I just have other things that I am more intent on getting done, and so makeup is at the bottom of the list. But yeah, you guys, I don't really know where I'm supposed to look. It's weird for me. So y'all just be patient if my eyes be going all over the place, because I just got to keep remembering that here is the camera right here. So it's just going to take a second, you guys, and then we'll be just fine. Now, the video, the review, the show is just blah. So let's get to it, shall we? Uh-oh, look in the wrong place. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, so the show started where it finished last week, which was with Ashley going to visit dear old dad. Okay, remember, she's got Auntie Sheila in front of her. She's got Uncle Joe, not Uncle Joe, what's his name? Uncle whatever his name is. He's waiting kind of back a little bit. But they say that the daddy opened the door, and that child, they wouldn't let them record, but she still had her microphones on. And I shouldn't even be smirking like this, because it's really not funny. But old daddy came to that door. He was like, what is it? They say that he cracked the door a little bit, and then Sheila said, this is your daughter, Ashley. And Ashley was just like, hi, I'm Ashley, I'm your daughter. And they said, he looked her up and down, looked over at Sheila, okay, looked back there at the uncle, and closed the door. Okay, when she was just like, please, I just don't want anything from you then for you to acknowledge me. The acknowledgement came in the light shutting off on the porch. Okay, so that is a done deal. Daddy has not changed his mind. He does not want to be bothered. So she had to learn the hard way that day. Okay, she's all upset when she gets into the car, naturally so. Nobody likes to be rejected. And her mom was just like, he's just a mean, evil person. Again, I still feel like there's more to that story. I know you guys mentioned something about them possibly being on drugs, and maybe that's just a chapter in his life that he does not want to revisit. I still feel like there's more, okay? And daddy just ain't having any bit of it. Yeah, it is terrible that he rejects his daughter, but people do it all the time. He has already said that he didn't want to be bothered. You can't really force people. We've seen this same scenario with Kenya, right? So same shit, different day, right? So she's in the car, she's upset, her mom tries to calm her down. She talks to her aunt and uncle, and they both was like, we kind of knew that this was going to happen, but we wanted to do whatever you wanted to do. So they're being as supportive as they can, but the bottom line is daddy don't wants to be bothered. Okay, so now Ashley goes back to the hotel with her mom, and it's so funny that her voice is so soft. He just didn't want to be bothered. And I was just like, girl, you was really putting on them acting chops now, aren't you? Okay, let me stop. Let me not be like that. But she's talking to her mom, and she says she feels relieved that there was some closure there, even though the closure came in the door closing in her face. At least now she knows for a fact that she's tried everything that she can, and that he just doesn't want to be bothered. So the mom says, well, good, you tried, you did what you could. Okay, I knew he was an old evil bastard, basically, and he hasn't changed yet. I said, mama might be happy that he ain't talking. Cut your losses while you're still on the winning side and get that ass on back to Potomac. And then when she gets back to Potomac, she sits down with Michael. She says that he was asleep when she got home last night. Okay, old men need they rest. Pawpaw tired. She was like, I didn't get to tell you what happened last night. And so he was like, well, what happened? So she goes through the whole story again, this very soft, innocent, voice. Michael was just like, well, did you try to knock on the door again? Okay, and she said she did. She did try everything that she could. He wouldn't answer. Michael was so funny because the whole time he was listening, he's, oh, no, really? Like, he still had a whole lot to say too, but he was just like, let's just, like I said, it's more to the story. We're not gonna get it all. Maybe it's shit that we don't need to know. You know, Michael tells her that he's proud of her, that, you know, she did this, and if this was something that she felt like she really needed to do to have some closure, then fine. She did it. It's done. Okay, she can truly move on with her life now, because now she knows that daddy dears don't want it. Now we see Karen out with her baby sister.
Bridget is my baby sister. She's my rock. She is my very best friend on this earth.
They're on their way to their own separate memorial for her parents, you know, their parents. Karen tells us that Bridget was the caretaker for her parents. So she also had a very close relationship with them. I was cracking up when Bridget was looking for her her lipstick in her purse. I said, she must be an old soul. I mean, who still calls lipstick by their numbers? 520 and 740. I said, I bet you she'd do like my mama used to do, you know, put a little rouge on her cheeks using her lipstick. Karen was just like, you still call your lipstick by the numbers, child? But like I said, they're doing like a little private memorial service for their parents.
Where Bridget and I are is at the point of acceptance, and our parents would want us to move on.
And yes, most parents would want you to keep on going. I mean, that is the natural order of life. You know, your parents leave you. So they pull up to, it looks like a place in a park or something like that. There's someone there waiting with 2 bouquets of balloons, white balloons. They go and say some kind words about their parents. I'm looking in the screen again. I'm sorry, you guys. They go and say some kind words about their parents. You know, Karen blesses us with the final product of Amazing Grace that Raven had sang. It's just like, Charlotte Harmony was killing me. I was like, oh, so many different tones and tunes, but it was a thought that counts, you guys. So play the music, they let the balloons go, and they stand there and have a little silent prayer for themselves, you know, I guess truly saying goodbye to their parents and moving on along. It was nice. Okay, now back at Karen's house though, she has her friend Kia come by.
Kia's my girl. She's from DC, and she has been a friend for many, many, many years. Now, she has known for a long time about my dream to launch Madame.
The good thing about Kia is, as a true friend, she would only like to see Karen succeed, not like some of these other green-eyed monsters around who always has some shade to throw.
Madame Fragrance by Karen Huger is coming very, very soon. It has been long, it has been tedious, but we have positioned ourselves in a way that we will ensure that we are very successful.
It's for her mom in particular, and you know what? They have knocked this perfume out of the park. I've seen some people say that they actually purchased her perfume and that they like it. I'm gonna have to go by Macy's and try it out. Have you guys tried it? Monique at her family CPR class was cracking me up because, you know, kids are not concerned about filming a reality show. Okay, these kids are at the age where they are not going to participate or cooperate, at least not for no length of time it takes for you to film a scene, I'm assuming. So, you know, Monique says she's 32 weeks, you know, time is getting close, and they need to get some CPR lessons. It is something that we all need to know, especially infant CPR is a little different. She has this woman, Alexandra, I think that was her name, come over, but she just calls herself Allie. Okay, and Allie is gonna give them a class. And like I said, Monique and Chris, you know, they're trying to pay attention, but you've got Monique's what? He's maybe 6 years old, and her daughter is maybe like 4 years old, running around, okay, and just really not paying attention. It was a cute enough little scene. All right, I really want to know what Chris would have said if the camera's not in there. Some tells me that Chris is a little bit more the disciplinarian than Monique is, but a cute enough little scene. We see Candace and her mother and her sister. They're going to go wine tasting. Will you raise your hand if you were also concerned about the fact that they were all dressed alike? Now, Candace's sister didn't have on a Gucci belt, but other than that, Everybody has on the same fur coat. Well, Candace and her sister had on fur vests, and the mom had on the full coat, but they were totally dressed alike. So weird to me. That scene just really gave me all kind of like, what? Like, what is happening here? All right. I mean, it was obvious it was on purpose. Child, I mean, it's so much more to unpack there, I feel like, but I ain't even got time, y'all. I ain't even got time. So they go to this place. They're going to do wine tasting, you know, go out and sit outside and enjoy the scenery. So they order their cheese and crackers and breads and whatnots, and then they go outside. One thing I can say about Monique's sister is so funny because, like Monique said, not Monique. Have I been saying Monique all this time, y'all? I mean Candace. One thing that I can say about Candace's sister is she seems like she is the older one. Whereas Candace is really affected by Evil Dot's, you know, shady ass ways. The sister, she just doesn't. That'll let you know the differences in generations, okay? Even though Candace should somewhere still be kind of considered a millennial as well, that daughter for sure is a millennial, okay? Because they have opinions, okay? They talk to you totally different. I won't say that millennials are disrespectful, but you know, they have feelings. It's all about these motherfuckers' feelings and the shit that they want to always express. All right, trust me, I know I have some myself. So it's just a totally different approach. But you know, when the sister was like, oh, so you guys went to therapy and you know you were able to find yourself, and the mom was like, I been knew myself, honey. I went to that for Candace. Okay, I done been there, I done done that. I done been where y'all been. Just way more of a match for the mother than Candace will ever be. So it was just funny to see that little exchange. Anyway, the sister asked Candace how was her friends, and Candace says, oh, funny you should ask. Okay, and so then she goes on to tell them how Monique showed Ashley some private text messages that she and Monique had, you know, talking about Ashley. And Candace tells us that she now questions, you know, if Monique is even her friend. Well, Evil Dot says, you know what, if there's any relationship that's worth working for, you know, you at least deserve to sit down with her. You guys should sit down and try to work it out. Let's try to save this friendship. Do you guys think they're friends? Now, Robyn is ready to sail, okay? She's finished up her place, and her place looks nice. We see her there with her friends talking. So now Robyn has moved on to bigger and better things, all right? Well, she's not quite moved on. She still has to sell that house. But she's also thought about, you know, other avenues of income. Smart thinking, trying to build a legacy, trying to get Juan's money back. So she says that she's going to get into truck dumping. Okay, the truck dumping business. Okay, now take it from somebody that knows a little bit about the trucking industry. Okay, people will sell you a story and tell you how wonderful it is, and trust me, you can make good money from trucking. However, there's a whole lot of other cons to it as well, you know. But I don't expect her to get all into that with the guy on the TV show. You know, she's just right now seeing how she was paying for people to come bring shit to her you know, the property. And why can't she just own a truck herself and hire a driver and all of that? Okay, so you know, you can't fault Robyn for trying. I applaud Robyn. Robyn has grown up in a lot of ways, but then she hasn't in other ways, you guys. She also has Giselle come down there. I guess Giselle is supposed to be the voice of reason. You know, Giselle's just not the person. Maybe because she's just always stuck in shady mode, you know, that she feels is just her sense of humor. But certain times I would just be like, no, Giselle, no. But whatever, they test drive the truck. You know, the man is just happy to have two pretty black girls there, you know, that he can entertain. He broke their trucking virginity. Fine. Afterwards, you know, Robyn tells Giselle that she's going to have this open house and she would like for her to come. You know, all the girls are coming. And if she could see it in herself to not be so fucking spiteful and not be all up in Monique's face and causing problems. Now, she told her this at the trucking thing because she already knows how her friend is, okay? And Giselle feels like she hasn't done anything to Monique. However, maybe she could, you know, try a different approach. Maybe she needs to learn how to talk to people better, okay? That would be a start. All right, so the open house. Like I told you guys before, Robyn, where she has grown up in some ways, in other ways she hasn't. Okay, now I understand that you're on a reality show and you gotta film certain parts of your life, but you should never let your real business, okay, your real shit interrupt or conflict or collide with your reality shit. Okay, now if you got this house that you was already been holding on to it for a year, okay, 6 months longer than you said you were going to, and it's already been kind of pulling your pockets, yeah, you might make your money back, but you're gonna have this real opportunity to show your home and possibly sell it, and then you're gonna have a party for your girls to celebrate the fact that you finished this. You're gonna have your girls there who have shown you many times that nobody knows how to fucking act when they get in public. Okay, this was definitely not the time to be mixing the two. That's where I was like, Robyn, you just have so much more. I mean, you right on the cusp, right there, but just not quite there yet. So anyway, the girls start getting there one by one. You got Monique and Karen get there first, okay, and they're all impressed. Wow, you know, you did a good job. Look at this house. They didn't really see the house before. When Ashley gets there, that's when she's really just like, wow, like you really did this. Okay, now she's got her home stager there. Thank goodness for her. Okay, she's the one that just kind of sealed the deal by, you know, putting all the beautiful things in there and really making the house come alive. Okay, I thought it was real shady though that Bravo does make sure that we hear somebody say, I think it was her real estate agent guy, say that this is a bad neighborhood or this is not the best neighborhood. I was like, why y'all do that? Okay, now we already know that that was probably in a little bit of a less affluent neighborhood than what the rest of them are used to on the show, but still, like, I was just like, oh, that's just terrible. Juan gets there with the spawns and he seems like he's proud of his wife. Okay, they look like they're proud of their mama. And yeah, everybody is there. Well, everybody except for Giselle and Candace. While we're waiting on them to get there, Ashley does tell Robyn about, you know, her visit to Georgia, to Atlanta, to Smyrna to be exact, Smyrna, and how that shit just did not go right. Okay, how daddy just closed the door and turned off the light. Robyn was like sympathetic, like, well, you know, I can't imagine how that would feel. But you got the closure that you needed. At least you know now that you tried everything, you know, and it doesn't matter because you got people around you who love you, who support you. So, you know, Robyn does say all the nice things to Ashley. All right, so this open house looks like she's got a potential buyer there. Somebody's already interested, one of the guys, okay, loves what she's done with the place. Okay, I was like, Robyn, you fixing to get laid tonight, girl. Juan gonna get his money back. And then here comes Giselle. I said, okay, Giselle. And you can see Giselle already is on one. For as soon as she walks in the door, you know, Monique goes up to her like, oh, hey, girl, you know, oh, you know, gives her a little kind of church hug, you know. Fake, phony. Really, Monique should have just not tried to go up to her. But, you know, I can see it was sort of awkward. What else are you supposed to do when she walks in? To me, it's harder to not talk to somebody than to speak to somebody. It's a bitch in my building who just, I ain't like the lady. Well, she ain't liked me. I ain't had no problem with her. But once I realized that she just didn't like me for no reason, you know, I won't speak to her anymore, you know, but it's hard. I'll be on the elevator, just be her and I, you know. What the fuck? I'm supposed to say hi, right? But she's so damn evil and mean and just standing over there like just miserable. And so I go out of my way not to speak to her. But it doesn't feel right in my soul because, you know, I at least like to say good morning or how are you or have a good day or something. It just doesn't. One time she was, okay, let me not keep on talking because people might be watching, child. But I don't have a problem with it is what I'm trying to say. She's just a bitch and she's mean to me for no reason. But anyway, moving it on along. Giselle jumps on her right away. Oh, are you hugging me? And Monique was like, excuse me? And she was just like, you know, for 3 years it's been, oh, Giselle and Robyn don't like me. Giselle and Robyn don't like me. Now you got a whole house full of people. And Giselle immediately starts. Everybody is just sort of like looking like, what? Monique was like, can we just celebrate Robyn for 10 minutes before you start with the bullshit? Nope, we cannot do that. Time is money around here. I'm just sitting there thinking to myself, like, what kind of friend is Giselle who comes in there? You already know all about Robyn's financial struggles and the fact that she's trying to really make something of herself and the money that she does have, trying to flip it and trying to do something here. And you obviously don't respect her enough to let her get her money, okay? I know you got a show to record, but like she said she should have done, and she should have pulled Monique to the side. Now, I don't know how much pulling to the side you was going to do, and that house was small. You should have just saved it. But, you know, like I said, people got a job to do. I just thought that it was fucked up that they used Robyn's, used this opportunity to start with the mess. And I can tell you the truth, I'm so sick of the girls always having to sit down with this fucking TED Talk. Like, I don't care anymore, okay? We had a fucking open house. Why are we sitting down and all in the, on the ladies' good staging furniture? Because I would have been like, bitch, that ain't for y'all to sit down on and get to sweating and spilling shit on, okay? This is just for show, for play. Y'all go do that shit somewhere else. But no, they sit down. And we got to talk about it. How, Giselle don't understand. She didn't do anything to Monique. But, Monique is always worried about how don't nobody care about her life. And Monique was like, first of all, I didn't say, like, she's not hurting for friends. It was an observation. The fact that just because I'm financially stable doesn't mean that things don't happen in my life. I'm not complaining, but it would be nice to have some sister girls, that would have your back. I mean, I understand what the fuck Monique is saying. Okay, I don't know how it gets to this point where everybody thinks that, or where Giselle thinks, is don't let me say everybody, because it's not. Where Giselle thinks that Monique is always begging to be their friends. It's not the case at all. Now, Robyn, while all this is going on, she's embarrassed. So she has to go around and make sure that everybody is okay. Okay, are you guys uncomfortable with all this going on? Okay, it's a bunch of black men. Okay, they probably was in that other room rolling their eyes like, look at the bitches go. Okay, it's always the women that got to be catfighting and shit. That one had that smirk on his face. I mean, it's par for the course. I'm sure they realize that this is what happens. But still, girl, you trying to make your money. Don't fuck your money up like this. Then again, I got to fuss at Robyn because what did you think was going to happen with your ignorant ass friends? With Giselle at the helm of the ignorance. Now back over at the peanut gallery.
Ashley, I have a question though. Knowing how Giselle and Monique are, why would you take this back to Giselle?
And Ashley says, well, because it's been going on for years and years, and because her and Monique have been able to work through their problems, then she doesn't see why Robyn and Giselle won't be able to work through their problems. I honestly don't believe that Monique and Robyn will have a hard time trying to work through their friendship. It's all about Giselle. And because Robyn is a puppet, she's just gonna do whatever Giselle tells her to do. But if this little stunt tonight don't let her know that, I wouldn't necessarily call her a for real friend, then honey, I know something. But whatever, Karen's point is if there was bad blood there going on already, then you should never have said anything. Well, of course, Ashley doesn't see it that way. And Giselle, what I realized about Giselle, she loves to take things out of context. She blurts out how Monique said that she wouldn't even let Ashley in her house, which is totally out of context because that's not exactly what Monique said. Now, as if on cue, Candace gets there. She's late, said there was traffic. So she sits down and right in the middle of them discussing whether or not she would let Ashley in this house. Now, Candace is just like, wait a minute, let's back up some, okay? Because I heard that you showed Ashley the text messages that I sent you that was just private, supposed to be between you and I. Now, did you do that? I guess she was waiting on some sort of, something to happen. And Monique was like, I sure did. Okay, because I was just actually letting them see that I wasn't the one that was laughing and talking about them like, everybody else likes to say that everyone is doing. Okay, so yeah, I did that. All right, easily explained. Like I said, many things on this show is thrown out of context, and when you get a full contextual conversation, it makes better sense to you. Yeah, she could have probably not done that, but that's what she did. Okay, and her explanation made Candace back up a little bit, because Candace understood a little bit where she was coming from. As far as her saying that she didn't want her, she wouldn't let Ashley in her house, again, that was out of context because we were talking about the party and the way that Ashley was going on and on. Fuck, I would have told Ashley in her face, bitch, you couldn't have been in my house with that shit. Okay, so all you have to do is just really understand where everybody is coming from. But Giselle just throws things out that somebody might have said, and if you don't get the full story, then it makes it sound like it's being way more shady than it is. But Giselle is gonna be Giselle at all times. I think everybody has figured that out, so we move on from her. Candace just can't understand why Monique wants to be Ashley's friend, and this is the childish part in her, or the stubborn part. I don't even know what to call it, but listen, you cannot like said friend. If I decide that I'm going to be their friend, even if they've wronged me, if this is the way that I choose to forgive a person, then let me do that. I don't need to get into a fight with you because I'm friends with somebody else, especially when we wasn't even all ace boon coons like this. Okay, so let me deal with whatever happens from me being friends with Ashley and not have to be arguing and fighting with your dumb ass Candace over what I decide to do. Candace is still so upset about that. The girl, that one don't even see clearly either. Wasn't you cracking up when she said she never threatened Ashley? Ashley was like, excuse me, do you not remember waving a knife in my face? Okay, she said, I never threatened you. She said, it's a fucking knife. She said it was a spoon. No, baby, it was a knife. Okay, and you was yelling and you was screaming. And there's been plenty of other opportunities where it looked like you was ready to bust a bitch in their face. And they probably did feel some sort of threat. I mean, I didn't think she was gonna stab her. It was definitely a prop to use, like, kind of like, bitch, you not gonna tell me. But you know, in the grand scheme of things, when a bitch is waving a knife in your face, you can definitely say that you were threatened. So I was just like, oh, Candace, I'm so sick of them. I'm so sick of it. Okay, because we're not gonna force no friendships around here. It's clear who likes who around there. Let's just leave it at that. All right, you guys, I'm still trying to figure out if where I'm supposed to be looking. It's still uncomfortable for me, but yeah, we'll figure how this goes. I don't even know how tight the editing is gonna go because the iMovie is different on this new Mac. But yeah, you guys, finally got my new MacBook. I'm excited. But let me get on to claws. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is for itsrox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, Roxstars. Bye.